It's time for baseball. We'll see the San Francisco Giants as they play against the Seattle Mariners. Live here on 2K Sports.
Good news is, so folks, get ready. Big game here.
Matt Cain, we'll see if he's on. He's ready to pitch. Gary Thorne, John Kruk, Steve Phillips, 2K Major League Baseball.
From spring training.
A chance to see one of the game's most predominant pitchers, Cliff Lee, the starter. Steve, as he's facing the San Francisco lineup today, what do you think's on his mind?
With Cliff Lee, he has that ability to move the ball around in the zone. He never throws the same pitch one after the other. Keeps the hitters off balance. He doesn't have overpowering stuff, but he gets swings and misses with the fastball, and his slider is effective as well.
Now we'll see Bruce Bochy's lineup, sponsored by Pepsi. Thoughts, John? Anybody stand up?
Well, it doesn't matter where Mark DeRosa plays. He just produces for this team. I mean, you talk about a lot of guys who have to play multiple positions, they struggle offensively. But this guy, it doesn't matter where he plays, he always brings his bat to the ballpark. He has power to all fields, and it makes him a valuable asset to have on his team. Let's see if he can do something today.
Play ball! Gonna be Torres now. Well, the Mariners won their last game against the Giants.
Well, anytime you come into a season, you want to get that first win out of the way early, and they did it. This team did it on opening day.
Really bad pitch right there. It's a ball. Lee with the windup. Back up the middle. And he's on. First batter up. That could be a good sign offensively. Now we'll take a quick look at the Mariners and how they line up positionally. And Steve, scouting anyone here?
Casey Kochman has some of the softest hands in the major leagues out there. He can pick the ball in the dirt, and he has great instincts to read plays as well.
Runner on here, Freddie Sanchez. Over his career, a solid .385 off Seattle. Quick check at first. And he's back easily.
Line up, Freddie.
Break out, Sanchez.
Here's the delivery. Off the ground, played by Kochman. Over to second for one. And they get it. They turn two.
Beautiful looking double play right there. A pitcher's best friend.
That shortens the inning, shortens the number of pitches that have to be thrown. It's all about defense. Sandoval at the plate. Base is empty with 2 outs.
Strike one.
And a swinging strike on the first pitch by Lee, 0-1. Liner towards the hole, and Kochman will pick it up. And they get him at first base. Good hustle by the pitcher to get over there.
Now, great work by the pitcher there. He's normally not called upon to play first base. He does a nice job completing the task and getting the out.
No runs, 1 hit, and no one left on base. So the first chance. And Matt Cain gets ready to do the throwing. He gets settled in for San Francisco. John, wondering what's his primary focus here against the Seattle lineup?
Well, Matt Cain has turned himself into a workhorse in the National League. This guy has an unbelievable fastball, and that's what he pitches off of. He's going to challenge you. So if you're hitting off Matt Cain in this game, you better be prepared to hit the fastball because it's coming, and it's coming about mid-90s.
And Ross settles in for the first pitch.
0-1.
Swung on and missed. 0-1.
Well, just a little bit out in front of that fastball on that swing.
Kane gets set and delivers.
Strike two.
And with 2 strikes, Cody Ross, he's got to protect that strike zone.
Good life on this fastball as he just buries it down and away.
Big swing and a miss on a heater. Strike him out, 1 down.
But just a great sequence of pitches right there, and it only took him 3.
Boy, that's about as fine a job on the mound as you can get. And here's Sean Figgins. Batting 4 for 25 lifetime off the Giants. Swings at that breaking ball but misses. It's 0-1.
When you reflect back on the 2009 season for the San Francisco Giants and they're falling short in the wild card race, you really have to look at their road record and the impact that had in the standings.
Swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2. Talking about the Giants on the road, they ended up 36-45, and they were outscored 319 to 299 on the road. That's where they had a losing record there.
Exactly, and the fact that they struggle offensively, their consistency offensively, they tried to find guys to mix and match in that lineup. They had to find protection for Pablo Sandoval. They went out and got Freddie at the trade deadline from the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was hurt most of the second half of the season, so it wasn't a big contributing factor. They need to find some offense in 2010 if they're going to compete in the National League West.
And you think about that offense, too, when they struggle, it puts so much pressure on the pitching staff to think that they had to be perfect. And you cannot perform to your maximum if you're trying to be perfect out on the mound.
That is a strike, 0-2. Cut that swing, make contact.
Now, got to try to make some contact in this ball game today because he swung and missed a little bit too much, striking out twice in his last game.
Fastball swung on and missed, side retired. And a good defensive half inning, 3 up, 3 down. And we'll see the Giants.
Top of the second inning.
Glad you're with us this afternoon. Some fans bundled up in their jackets, a little chilly.
Number 7, Mark DeRosa.
And here's Mark DeRosa leading it off. He's 1 for 3 off lead. Now a swing and a shot toward second. Retiring DeRosa.
San Francisco Giants.
Let's take a look at the American League rankings from last season and check out what the Seattle Mariners did. 8th in stolen bases, 11th in home runs. And for the hits numbers, well, they didn't quite have the numbers you want there offensively, which really leads to some questions about their offensive production and how many runs they can score.
And in the batter's box, it's Uribe.
Well, when the San Francisco Giants were making a run in the second half, a lot of it was due in part that Juan Uribe really picked it up in that second half. He had a lot of clutch hits for the Giants in 2009, 16 home runs.
Swung on line to right center field, and that's a base hit. Uribe on at first. He's going to try to stretch it. He wants to go to third. And the throw gets in there in time. He is safe at third. Poor Juan Uribe, John. What's always tantalizing is a shortstop who's got the power he has.
Well, he does, and the great thing about it is that when they needed someone to play second base, they moved him over to second base, and his numbers didn't drop off.
Nice job on this. Hits the dirt, gets a triple.
A close one right there, Gary. Split second later, and he's out. No hesitation at all. He goes straight in. He's in there.
And he doesn't know where that throw is coming from when he's doing that, so he's just hoping he's ahead of it. Swing and a liner to right center. The throw is not in time, and he's on. And he scores, and there's our first run of the game, a 1-0 ball game. So San Francisco able to continue this offense. It's going to be Sherholtz now. Offense, when you get it, boy, it doesn't matter what part of the game it is. Now they've got themselves something to build on. Here's a swing and a line drive. 2 down, and they'll hold him at first base.
Well, let's take a look at where San Francisco ended up rank-wise last year in the National League. 10th in hits, 10th in stolen bases. And for team batting average, well, the number's just not quite there. As they did not make the kind of contact you want, and really led to some difficulties in scoring runs.
That will give Aubrey Huff the chance with a runner on. He's picked up 5 hits and 19 lifetime ABs off Lee. Throw over to second base, a force to retire the side. They get that first run of the ball game here in the second, something to work on. San Francisco is on top, 1-0. Leading it off, Ken Griffey Jr.
Designated hitter, number 24, Ken Griffey Jr.
Kane gets set and delivers. Has him out in front as he swings and misses strike 1. There's the pitch. There's a swing, fly ball down the line and left. DeRosa's there as he reels it in for the out there in left.
Left fielder, number 12.
And Milton Bradley to bat.
But if you saw his last game, you realize he had some kind of offensive day, hitting for the cycle. A single, double, triple, and home run. Major contribution offensively.
Strike 1.
And Kane has him 0-1. Gets there with that one a called strike.
The hitter thought that ball was inside. It certainly wasn't low, and it looks like it was in there.
And with 2 strikes on him, Milton Bradley's got to be careful here. Ball! Oh, tough one to lay off right there, that fastball. 1-2.
Well, that's just some good old country hardball right there. Four-seam fastball up in the zone.
There's a swing and a miss, but he's headed for first. And there's the throw down to first base, and they got him.
Nice play by the catcher. Time to get out of the crouch and get it over to first base ahead of the batter. Sometimes these things can get away from you. He did a great job keeping it in front.
Good hustle and a great arm. Gutierrez at the plate. He's at an even 200 lifetime against the Giants. And that's a strike. Well, maybe someone ought to have him step out for just a minute. He went after one in the dirt. And he pops it up. Foul territory behind third. And the side's retired as they head into the dugout. And they go quietly offensively in this half inning. Nothing across. Seattle's still hoping to put something up. And it's Edgar Renteria at the plate. He'll start things off here in the third inning.
Number 16, Edgar Renteria.
Here's the pitch. Hit up the middle. And that'll put Renteria on first.
At the plate.
A nice piece of hitting right there. You get on base to start the inning with no outs. You know, all it does is you want to just keep the line moving if you're the guys behind him.
Runner on first base, nobody out. Now the first pitch. That curve is just a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, the hitters are going to have to be ready for that long arching curveball because he can locate that pitch and throw it at just about any time of the count for a strike.
So they can't make the play.
Okay, as to make the error right there, you just don't want to do that. It's just not good baseball.
Lee with the windup. Off the ground, played by Kochman. And that's out number 1 as he takes it to the bag. Talk about him throwing it at any time, Steve. He'll do that on a pitch where he's trying to get a strikeout.
Well, he's made a career out of being able to throw that 12-6 curveball, and the only thing you can do, the only way you hit it, is to look for it. Otherwise, take it.
And Freddie Sanchez up.
But Cliff Lee followed up his Cy Young year in 2008 with the Cleveland Indians with another solid season, first with the Indians, and then after being traded to Philadelphia Phillies, that's when things took off. Unbelievable starts, his first 5 starts with the Phillies that led them to the postseason.
And so Sanchez retired. And they scored. Certainly, Cliff Lee solidified his position as one of the game's best by his performances in the postseason.
And guys, how excited right now are the Seattle Mariners to have Cliff Lee in their rotation. His command and control and his ability to log innings really will protect their bullpen.
Swung on, hit. And Sandoval's got himself a base hit. Fielded by Lopez.
For the San Francisco
Well,
Giants.
sometimes the pitcher can do everything he can to record it out. He put this pitch right where he wanted it. The batter very lucky just to get a piece of the bat on the ball, but he's able with the speed to beat it out.